All right. Alexis is recording this for us so we can post it for anybody who needs the information but wasn't able to make it tonight. I am Abigail. I'm the product program director for Girl Scouts of Alaska. I've been with Girl Scouts Alaska for a little over a year, and this is finally my first all the way through cookie season. So I'm very excited that I get to see this cookie season truly from the start to the finish. Alexis is on here with us as kind of my moderator. I cannot see the chat while I am screen sharing, so Alexis has full permission to interrupt me as needed for questions that are timely.
Yes, so I might pop in. This will be my first cookie season though, so if there's a question that I can't answer in the chat, just give it a minute and I will ask Abigail. I promise I'm not intentionally ignoring you.
Leslie?
Hi, everybody. I'm Leslie Riddle. I think I've met some of you on here. I'm really excited about this year's cookie season, and I think many of you might have met Abigail last year and excited she's here with us again this year, and Alexis to learn everything new. And I'm actually looking forward to this refresher on eBudde because it's been a year for me, and I think a lot of things changed. So I'll just let Abigail take it off. I was telling everybody earlier, I just got home, so I'm making a little bit of dinner. So if I sort of come and go, that's where I am. So, but I'm listening. Thanks.
And I also see that we have Ola on here, who is one of our longtime service unit cookie managers. So Ola, if there's ever something that you would like to add as a little bit of expertise, feel free to drop it in the chat and Alexis can interrupt me, or just go ahead and unmute. And Ola, we'd love to hear any input you have also. So it looks like we have a spread of brand new IRG first year selling to been doing this for very many years. So we'll just go over everything. We're going to focus on eBudde today because it really is the technical side that you have to have an understanding of to really be successful, while the less technical parts, you can really decide how much or how little of it you want to be doing. If you want to only sell cookies in a very specific order card only, cash transaction only, nothing other than that, that's totally fine. If you want to do everything from that, digital cookie, direct ship, girl delivered, booth sales, everything, that's great too. And I think most people will fall somewhere in the middle. IRG stands for individually registered girl. We use that abbreviation because that is a mouthful in itself. But it just means any girl who is participating without a troop. For the most part, these are girls who participate in the full Girl Scouts program without a troop, but there are some circumstances where a girl will be selling cookies as an IRG, even though she does participate otherwise in a troop. This could happen if a girl is traveling to a destination or to the national convention over the summer without her troop, which is okay. It's just a little more work, a little more paperwork on the part of the parent. Or if a troop has decided they're not participating in the Girl Scout cookie program, but a girl still really wants to, we can accommodate that and get her set up as an individual. So IRGs function as a troop of one in almost all of our systems, or in the case of a family that has two girls that are sisters participating, they would be a troop of two, but it still very much looks like an IRG troop, not a full troop of a whole bunch of girls. One thing that is really hard about eBudde is that it's pretty much the same amount of work in eBudde for one girl as it is for 20. So when you have 20 girls in a troop, it feels like you're doing the right amount of work for 20 girls. But sometimes when you have just one, it can feel like a lot of work because it's just one girl and not 20. But that's just the reality of the software, and there's not really anything we can do to work around that. I hope that I'm just able to train you well enough on where the buttons are and what you do need to do that you feel like it's an easy enough process that you're not stressed out about getting your things into eBudde. So I am going to use 2 different eBuddies, I guess, because I'm going to use demo for most of this. That way I can show you different parts of the season that aren't available on the live version of eBudde. Let me share my screen. We are, all right. Now we are in demo. I have a pretend IRG Girl Scout here, A. Smith. IRG's troop numbers is the girl's first initial and then her last name, or in the case that there are sisters and they share a last name, it is just the last name. So here I have A. Smith because that sounded generic enough to me. A quick overview of some of the tabs that you can check. Contacts is, there we go. Contacts is everyone who has access to your eBudde account. So this should just be you, or if you have an additional parent or an aunt or a helper or somebody who might be helping you with this, we can have them in here also, but this is who can access your account. In addition, everybody at the council can access your account and see the inside of it also if they need to. And then here is the girls tab. You should see all of the girls who are supposed to be listed here listed. So here we have our fake girl, Addie Smith. This is an IRG troop of just one girl. If there are sisters, you would have alphabetically by first name, one girl, and then the next one listed below. So that is the easiest things that you can just be checking right now. Once we do start taking orders on January 13th, you can start to enter them into the initial order tab, but personally, I would wait until you have all of your orders to enter them. You just don't want to have to enter the same information twice. If you do not yet have access to eBudde, it's because we don't have your permission form yet. Alexis can drop the link in the link to our cookie website in the chat. This has this is the link to the cookie volunteers page, cookie volunteers. Even if you are an IRG parent and you don't feel like a volunteer, we count you as a volunteer. You are certainly volunteering your time for Girl Scouts. So towards the bottom of that page is a drop down that says independent sellers or independent girls, one or the other. And that has your specific resources there. There's a link to the IRG cookie manual, which is almost identical to the troop cookie manual with a couple minor changes to be more specific for IRGs. And there's also the permission form. This year we have one permission form for the IRG girl and the IRG parent or mentor. Instead of having you sign 2 different papers that basically say the same thing, I combined them into one paper altogether. Excuse me, just a moment. Very sorry, I haven't the slightest idea what I could possibly be allergic to right now, but I'm just so sneezy. Okay, so the initial order is your first big deadline. On January 30th at 11:59 p.m., you have to have your initial order submitted. And that is all of the cookies that you are 100% that your girl needs. And anything that you are sure you're going to sell additionally. Those can be other cookies. Yep, other cookies, or they can be cookies for your booth. And to be perfectly honest, it doesn't matter which of these 2 lines those cookies go on. They are counted exactly the same. So if you want cookies to be specifically labeled as booth cookies, you can put them on the booth line, or if they are booth and other cookies, you can put them on the other line. They're still going to get to you. For this year, any orders in Digital Cookie for girl delivered orders. Digital Cookie is telling eBudde that these cookies have to be ordered for this girl, and they will show up automatically on this DOC girl del line. Digital Cookie girl delivered. DOC used to stand for digital order card, but then digital order card became Digital Cookie, and the acronym stayed. So we have Digital Cookie girl delivered. This line will have all of the different cookies total that the girl needs to make her girl delivered orders between January 13th when we start selling and January 30th when the initial order is due. The order card line is for where you put all of the cookies from her paper order card. And we do that by clicking on our girl. And now this year it looks a little different. It looks like this. So we scroll down and see all of the different boxes. This first one is our American Red Cross Alaska chapter, Council Gift of Caring. This is something that Council takes care of. These are donated cookies, and these cookies don't even actually show up to you at all. Our American Red Cross, or sometimes we call it ARCA, A-R-C-A, ARCA. These cookies are counted behind the scenes, and all of them show up to the council at the end, really after cookie season. I anticipated being May or June this year. So those cookies show up way at the end there, and council handles that whole donation. If you as an IRG individual are volunteering with an organization or working with an organization or want to make a cookie donation to a specific organization that is not the Red Cross, you can record those all the way down here at the bottom as your troop gift of caring. eBudde is still thinking of you as a troop, even though you're a parent in an IRG or a caregiver in an IRG or a mentor in an IRG. eBudde still thinks you're a troop, so it's going to call you a troop frequently. Your troop gift of caring goes down here. These are physical packages that you are responsible for. They will show up to you, and you will need to take these to your donation. I am going to change our tabs here. For the first time this year, we are going to use our GOC org tab right here, Gift of Caring Organization. I just need to know where these cookies are going. So when you, if you are doing the troop gift of caring at all, I need you to fill out this page by the end of the season. So the name of the organization, the address, the contact is whoever you talk to. If it was just the person at the front desk who picked up the phone, you can put front desk person as the name. That is enough for me. We're not policing this page. I just need to know where they're going. And then packages donated is at the very end of the season, the total number of packages that you gave to them. And then you'll click add and it'll be recorded here. If you are not interested in participating with that level this year, that's okay. There's no problem with that. We still have our American Red Cross Alaska Council Gift of Caring that will happen no matter what. So when you are entering your initial order by girl, this is the total number of packages that you need. So let's put some numbers in here. And a pro tip is to use the tab key to move from box to box because it will automatically highlight that 0 that's in there. So I click tab and you see that that 13 totaled over here in the 13. The nuts aren't as popular. Trefoils, do-si-dos, skip the Samoas, maybe a lot of tag-alongs. I don't know, making up numbers here. Our s'mores and toffee-tastics are our more expensive cookies. And we'll put some on the gift of caring line also to show you what happens here. So now that we've got all of those numbers entered, we have to click the save button. eBudde really, really likes to delete all of the information that you just entered if you don't click save. So make sure you click save right here. Has been saved. And now we'll go back to here. If you have 2 girls, you would just scroll down a little bit and enter for the next girl. So this is showing her order card and her total order card, or her total order, because it will add her order card and her girl delivered cookies together. I'm going to go over into one of my fake training troops and show you what that looks like when you have girl delivered cookies also. So over here in troop 1, 2, 3, 4, we have Betsy, who has order card orders. She also has a couple of digital cookie girl delivered orders, and we see those there. And her total order is the added together total here. If we look at her order page, this troop's order has already been submitted, so I can't edit this column, but you've got her order card, her girl delivery, and her totals. You can see them here like this. Very much hoping that this is a little easier this year instead of having to manually move things from digital cookie over into eBudde. So here we have our IRG Addie. Scroll down, other. Here we have the last year line. This will show you if you had an IRG girl last year, what she ordered last year, so you can make adjustments based on what you ordered last year, if that's something you want to do. If you didn't have an IRG last year, these lines will still appear just like this, but they'll just have zeros in them. We can add some booth cookies for Addie also. We didn't order any Samoas, so let's just order a bunch of Samoas. We'll click save. Order has been saved. Then we see this over. A booth order here, just Samoas. On the bottom, it's showing you how many packages had to be added to round up to a full case. So all IRGs, because eBudde sees you as a troop, you have to order as in a full case of cookies. Cases are 12 packages. This might sound a little scary, but it's always possible to sell a couple more boxes of any variety of cookies. I have never had somebody tell me that their roundup cookies were just not something they could sell. So your cases to order is listed here. How many cases? This is what you're going to be picking up on delivery day. So Addie has 15 total cases out of all of the cookies that she's ordering. We put some troop gift of caring cookies on her order. So she has 7 cookies that she is going to donate to somewhere specific that she picked out other than the Red Cross. eBudde can see that here, but eBudde doesn't know what type of cookie Addie wants to give. So because she has extras needed to round up to a full case, eBudde's okay with that. It's seeing that there are 7 cookies. It doesn't know what variety to make them, but it has extras, so it's okay with that. If you miraculously had an order in exactly full cases, and you also had troop gift of caring cookies, you would have to put something on the other line so that eBudde knows what type of cookie you want for your troop gift of caring. It doesn't know if you want Thin Mints or Samoas, and it needs you to pick. So you would have to tell it, I need 7 more Thin Mints to fill this troop gift of caring. So as long as you have a positive number here, you're fine, or a 0 is okay too. You don't want a negative number over here. It will get mad. In demo, basically, no matter where you click, it tries to submit your order. In live, it knows where the button is. So when you're ready to submit your order, you can submit it right here. You can edit and update and save the order as many times as you want until you click submit. Once you click submit, it's locked in. We at Council can go over that, and we can edit it after that. And your service unit manager can also go in and edit it for you for 2 days after the January 30th, but we can't give it back to you at the end. So make sure you're ready to submit, and then we click submit. It makes sure we're sure, submit the order. And there we go. So now we have submitted our order for Addie Smith for her cookies for this year. Now it's all locked in. You can't click on it. Okay, you can click on it, but you can't edit anything. We've got our little lock over here that it is all locked in. You will select your delivery station on the delivery tab. You will only have one available delivery station for your service unit, but for most service units, you will select a delivery time once a sign-up sheet is available. Most likely the sign-up sheet is not available because we're just not 100% sure what day your cookies are going to be ready, because things like the boat shipping to Alaska, all of our cookies are freighted in, and we just need absolute confirmation before we start letting people sign up for their time. After or before you submit your initial order, but during January, you can select some booth sites. So over here on the booth sales, if you want to do booths, and you don't have to, and you don't have to decide yet either. We allow IRGs to select booths just as if they were a troop. That's different from some other councils, but we select in rounds. So we will have 3 rounds and then an open enrollment round. I hope to have these ready around January 15th, but I just need more final confirmations from locations before I'm confident scheduling that. When I do schedule that, it will be in our Wednesday newsletter, product program newsletter, cookie break, and we will probably post it other places as well. We want you to know when that is. You can start signing up for booths. When the first round opens, you will be able to sign up for 4 spots. The second round, I hope to do another 4 spots, the third round, 4 spots, and then just an open round for everything else. And don't forget that you can sign up for spots later in the season from the beginning. Sometimes our first couple weekends, or for our first weekend, gets very full very fast, while there's still some very prime locations, prime times in later weekends that people don't sign up for right away. So to sign up for a booth, we are going to click sign up for a council booth. And I have some like tester locations in here. This is what it's going to look like, but it's going to have some different stuff in it. So let's look at Juneau for now. So Juneau, we have a Safeway, the street address, which is particularly important if you are in the Anchorage area and you're looking to sell cookies at like a Cars. There's a lot of them. So make sure you know where you want to sell. And then this next one right below it will be if that booth is inside or outside. Most of our, many of our booths, it seems this year, are outside. Some of them are inside, but right here should tell you if, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Our little down arrow shows the dates and times that are available, and green means that it's available. So you can't sign up yet, even though it's green, but there are still spaces available on that day for when we do get to the sign up. You can click there and see the available time slots. If you click on the time slot, it'll put your troop in. That T is for troop, and then your name afterwards, and you'll click submit. This is going to tell me I'm not allowed to sign up right now. That's on purpose. And that's what it'll tell you right now if you tried to do this in live also. But when we do get to time to sign up for booths, it will give you a confirmation, or it will tell you that somebody else got to that spot just a second faster than you and you need to choose another one. So this, okay, I only have 2 in here. I was looking for one that had quite a few booths. Anchorage will have quite a few locations listed under. You will need to scroll down. They do list in alphabetical order. So let me show you what a troop looks like that has some signups. Once you do have some signups, it'll look like this. You've got your locations available here. If you decide that you don't want to do 10 a.m. to noon, you can see if there's a different time available in update time, but there is not right now. And I have booth selections closed. But you can see that other troops have signed up for those spots. But you can't see who they are. You can just see that they have been claimed. We'll go back to our IRG crawl. If you have a spot that council does not reach out to, that you are interested in doing a booth at, you are absolutely welcome to talk to that location and see if they are willing to host you as a cookie booth. It needs to be a location that a girl could patronize by herself, even if it's maybe an older girl than your girl is. So no liquor stores, no smoke shops, no casinos, things like that, basic common sense. The line does get a little blurry sometimes on what is a restaurant versus what is a bar or a brewery. It needs to be a place where a 15-year-old Girl Scout could go in and patronize that location by herself. Could she go in and get a burger and fries with her friend and get a soda and have a meal there? Then it is a place that we could have a cookie booth at. If it is a place where if she stepped inside, she might be ID'd and turned away, then that is not a place that we can have a Girl Scout booth. If you think that something is kind of an exception, you are absolutely welcome to call council and we will talk it through with you and figure out if that is a yes or a no. We are happy to do that. And yep, just give us a call for that kind of situation. If you, or when you submit your troop booth, click on it. It says you haven't added any booths yet. Oh goodness. We'll click add and then fill out this information. This is exactly what shows up on our National Cookie Finder. So do double check that you're capitalizing correctly, spelling correctly, any punctuation, stuff like that. This inputting a troop booth is helpful for a lot of things. We really like to know where our cookie booths are. We want to drive traffic to your booth by putting you on the National Cookie Finder. And it also is kind of an insurance thing. When your cookie booth is approved by council, you're covered under our insurance for something catastrophic to happen. If we have not approved your location, you might not be covered under our insurance, and that's just not a risk that we want you to be taking. So please enter your cookie booths into the troop booth location. We really will try to give you a yes for your location. We want you to have cookie booths. We want you to be able to have a cookie booth where you want to have a cookie booth. Our service unit managers will also approve or deny locations. So there are sometimes service unit managers know better what a location actually is when it has a funny name or something. So that way our service unit managers who really know their area can approve or deny based on what their knowledge and not me trying to Google Maps the name of a store. Alexis, how are we doing on questions? Do I need to slow down or pause or anything?
You are good. There aren't any questions that anybody has mentioned right now, but if you do have any questions that you haven't put in chat, please feel free to pop in either in chat or unmute yourself. You can use the little hand raise.
I might just say something, Abigail.
Absolutely.
We do have one person that's brand new in here, it looks like. Jen, please 100% call, well, everybody really, but Jen, 100% call us or email us and let us know if you need any help with this, especially when it comes time for your initial order. Last year, we saw, especially a couple IRG parents totally missed the initial order. And then we actually had a cookie shortage last year. And so it was really hard for us to fulfill their orders when they hadn't put something in. The other thing that happened last year, and I don't see why it would be any different this year, was people were crazy for cookies last year. They were flying off the shelves. And Ola knows I called and had them bump up their service unit order because I just felt like they hadn't ordered enough. And we were kind of right, especially on the new cookie, the Adventureful. And so if you do think you're going to sell, when you put in your initial order, if your girl's going to continue to sell between that time and when the cookies actually arrive, just kind of make sure you put in some thought about, oh, I might want to order some more because she's going to continue to sell. Some girls just stop after that initial order and they're done and they've had fun and that's all they're going to do. But so let us know, how we can help you out. One thing that happened last year too, because of the shortage, it was so crazy. We don't expect that to happen this year. We took cookies back, but we're not going to be able to do that this year. So you should really be careful and thoughtful about your order because we won't be able to take your cookies back this year like we were last year. So just putting that out there. So Jen, I saw you put a note in. I'll read it here, but go ahead, Abigail, sorry.
Yep. Somebody did have a question real quick before we get back into this. Somebody asked, I'm wondering about payments and also wondering if I need a background check just for helping my two daughters. They already have a background check for their job.
The background check is really a membership question, and I'm pretty sure we do not require them for IRG parents who are a parent of their girl that they're supporting.
Okay.
But we'll take a note and get back to you on that for sure, Jen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I will make a note and have somebody, if not me, get back to you tomorrow.
Sounds great. As far as payment, there are some options and some sort of choices, but we hope to give some pretty clear, some pretty clear directions this year. So IRGs can use digital cookie to accept credit card payments, both for girl delivered in the future and for on the spot, I'm selling you cookies right now, like at a booth. That is called cookies in hand, and that will come available on digital cookie when we actually have cookies in Alaska. So at the end of February, when our cookies arrive, that will appear in the digital cookie app, which I really think is the easiest way to be using digital cookies in hand and accepting credit card payments at a booth. That has a manual enter function where you can type in the credit card number of the person purchasing the cookies. It also has an option to scan the card using the camera on your phone. We want to be sure that we're using that language of scanning the card, not taking a picture of it, because we're not taking a picture of the credit card. This scan function can speed up the process a little bit, and when cards are accepted that way, the money actually goes straight to council. So we accept the payment there, and then you don't have to worry about it again. It's out of your hands and already up at the council level, which is great. Accepting cash and checks is absolutely something that IRGs do. Very many of our IRGs do it all the time. And the way that we prefer to handle that is by having you take the cash and checks to any First National Bank of Alaska branch, FNBA, and you deposit that money into a special cookie funds account. So that money is deposited into our cookie account. We can give you the account number and the routing number over the phone. Just give us a call. If you've done this in the past, it is the same account that we've been using in the past. And that way, especially if you had a cookie booth where you sold 1 billion cookies and you have a lot of cash, the bank can use their fancy counter machines and count it really fast. And that's just easier for everybody. Once you've deposited the money, they give you a receipt slip. We ask that you write your girl or girl's name on the slip and then send us a picture of that receipt. That way we can attribute funds to the correct girl and in a timely manner. That really is the easiest way for us to handle it. And that's kind of the safest for us and for you. checks, we ask that you not accept a check over $120. So that's like 24 boxes of cookies at our standard $5 price. That's a lot of cookies. So anything that's under $120, if it is a bounced check for some reason, I don't know the specifics, but like our insurance kind of covers it. If it's more than $120, our insurance doesn't cover it anymore, and then that responsibility comes back on you for that money because we told you not to accept a check over $120. So just keep it to under that. Also, I think the use of checks has just really gone down recently, or not recently, but like throughout my lifetime. So not very many people are going to try to pay with a check anymore, but you might get a couple.
Do you want a few more payment questions?
Sure. Well, this was a good stopping point for booth sales, so I'm going to stop sharing just so I can focus a little more. But yeah, we can absolutely talk payment questions.
Okay, because I have somebody ask, are checks made out to Girl Scouts and do we send them in?
Checks are made out to Girl Scouts of Alaska for IRGs. This is different for troops. If you know somebody who is selling with a troop, they do have different directions. Girls who are in troops, the checks are made out to the troop. But for IRG selling, because the check will be deposited into our council cookie account, you make the check out to Girl Scouts Alaska. You will deposit those checks to any FNBA branch so that it will just go to the bank. You are welcome to tell us that you had a check received to kind of triple check that you're getting the credit for it, but you don't have to. The bank, the deposit receipt from the bank will be enough for us.
And Lisa is asking, is there something new this year where digital cookie orders for girl delivery in the initial order don't count towards rewards?
No. So girl delivered digital cookie orders do count towards rewards. They definitely do. We did make a change to the number requirement for initial order rewards because we're not able to open direct shipped cookies until February 27th. There won't be any availability to even order your direct shipped cookies. And we know some girls really rely on that to make their initial order goal and get their initial order rewards. So we lowered the requirement for the reward because some girls won't have the direct shipped cookies that they rely on. So that way girls can still earn the reward even though we had to remove an opportunity of sales for them for the month of January. So they will still be able to use their girl delivered cookies towards their initial order rewards. It's just that little change because of the direct ship thing. Are we able to provide a routing account number? Because this is recorded and will be posted online, I don't want to recite the account number. Also, I don't know what it is. Raven handles that. But Alexis can take down your information and I believe Raven can email it to you. So we can send you that.
I made a note of that and I can make sure Raven gets that to you.
Sorry, I've been talking a lot today and my voice is just not caught up. Okay. Any other questions at this moment or are we moving on?
This is Lisa. I have a question.
Okay.
I don't think you said it was First National Bank Alaska. I don't think we have a branch in Ketchikan.
Okay.
We have a loan office, I know, but I don't think we have a branch. What I was told, and this was years ago when I first did it, and that's why I just want to double check and make sure it's still okay. What I was told to do before was to just submit her whole order card through digital cookie and pay for it through digital cookie. And then That's how you guys would get your money. Her cookies would come, and then I would collect from, once the cookies arrived.
That will work. I'm not 100% sure if that is the best option. So I would like to connect with you and make sure we have the best options available for you and Ketchikan and for us.
Mhm.
But that would work for sure.
Okay.
So Alexis, will you make a note of that also for me?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Can you
Mhm.
just pop your name down in the chat, or you can send it directly to me so I can find you and get back to you?
Okay.
I was going to say too, we had a person join Michelle, and Michelle, this is being recorded too. So if you want to go back and watch it for anything you missed, and we'll be glad to answer any questions from you too, if you had any questions after.
While we were on the topic of initial order rewards, I can show you what those look like. Hopefully. We are going into eBudde Live. Oh goodness, okay. Very sorry, bear with me for just a second. Thought I had this all set up. So I don't have our initial order rewards in demo. So I can show you them in Troop 1, 2, 3, 4 in our live. Over here is rewards. You'll have initial order rewards and final rewards. So these do need filled out. You can fill out the initial order rewards right after you submit the initial order. If you click view, you'll see what the rewards are. The individual girl reward is a really cool patch and some like high quality vinyl stickers. And the troop 220 PGA reward is a water bottle. So if your girl meets a 220 minimum order on the initial order, or if you have two girls, if their average is 220, they will get the water bottle also. And the stickers and the water bottle really go really well together. So that's your initial order. That was a view. If you click fill out, I can't fill it out right now. This isn't live. Nobody has any cookies in live right now, but it will tell you what needs filled out. The initial order, if you forget about them, they will get ordered anyway. The final rewards, if you forget about them, they might not get ordered for you. So with the final rewards, there are higher level rewards that require a choice or a size for a t-shirt. Or down here we have the choice between cookie dough and the dolphin stuffed animal. When there is a choice, we do need you to make that choice at the end of the season or at the very end of last circumstance. I make the choice for you. And you don't. Yes.
I think it's still showing for everybody else's screen, the booth sales tab.
Well, that's not what I was hoping for.
Rewards.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
Let's try this again. Thank you for pointing that out.
Zoom might just be a little laggy.
Let's see this. Okay, how about now?
There we go.
Okay. So sorry about that. Same thing. Final rewards. If we click view, you can see some of the lower level rewards do not have a choice. And then we have our t-shirt, which we need the size, and some higher level rewards that do require a choice. Cookie dough is a gift card to council. So it can be used to pay for next year's membership. It can be used to pay for any program that has a fee attached to it. It can be used to pay for summer camp, and it can be used for anything in our shop. We have some Girl Scout apparel, all of the uniform patches, regalia for the uniform, and then also just some fun things like some stuffed animals. And we've got like Girl Scout oven mitts. They're really cool. So those are all things that cookie dough can be used for. I just say that because last year I had somebody tell me that they thought the cookie dough was actually, they were going to be shipped some cookie dough. It's not that, it's a gift card. Okay, I'm gonna undo the share again and make sure I get the right one. We'll go back into demo. Oh, what's next? If you are in an area that has a cookie cupboard and you need some more cookies, that's done through transactions. And my biggest reason for pointing that out is because this tab looks different this year. So it looks like this. And when you want to create a new transaction, you go up here to add. We don't have any open cookie cupboards in demo or in live right now, but this is where you would select your cookie cupboard from. You can see that all of these have X's across the variety because nobody has any cookies right now. Select your cookie cupboard, telling them there's no days open, but that's because there's not. And then over here, you'll place your order in cases. Cookie cupboards need you to place your order in full cases, even though packages is an option. As we get to all the way to the end of the season, we may make this an exception and let you pick up just packages, but plan on picking up in multiples of 12. You'll place this here. And then once again, just like the other tabs, eBudde really likes to delete the things that you've just entered. So please be sure you click this save button. And then your order will go to the cupboard and they will pull the order off the shelves and have it set and ready for you on your pickup day. Particularly with the council cupboard, we will pull orders as they come in. So if you order cookies on Friday to pick up next Thursday, and on Tuesday, we run out of Do-si-dos, we already pulled your order on Friday when you placed your order. Even though you're not picking it up for another 6 days, you will get your Do-si-dos because when you asked us for Do-si-dos, we had Do-si-dos. So somebody who comes in on Wednesday and wants Do-si-dos, but we ran out yesterday, might see that yours are sitting there waiting for you to pick them up. And we tell them that we don't have any because we don't have any for them because your order was placed earlier. So we prioritize by when the order was placed, not by when the order is being picked up. And you can always adjust your order when you get there, as long as we have the stock available. So if you get there and say, oh my goodness, I sold out of all my Thin Mints yesterday, can I get 5 more packages or 5 more cases of Thin Mints also? We will almost definitely say yes, and we can add 5 more cases of Thin Mints. That's no problem. Leslie?
And you could not take them at that
Also,
point.
yes.
Yeah, if you decide, oh, I don't really need any Thin Mints, it's just when you take them, actually, you can't bring them back. But when you're at our cupboard, we will force you to take something you put into the request.
Yes. So if we got to that Thursday and you decided you actually didn't need any of those Do-si-dos, surprise, all of a sudden our cupboard has Do-si-dos again, and the next person to place an order with Do-si-dos is going to be very lucky. Okay. We have our cookie exchange tab. This is kind of like a bulletin board that what you put up here, if you exchange those cookies out, you have to take it down also. It will stay there until you take it back down. This is where you can put up cookies for exchange with another troop to swap varieties or to just not have any more or to get some more that you need. They added 2 new functions to this tab this year. One of them is include my phone number. You can check this box when you submit your exchange, and then people would be able to call or text you to ask to swap cookies with you. That can be easier, but also if you're not interested in sharing that information with other troop leaders and other IRG parents, you don't have to include your phone number. The other function that they added to this is when you release cookies over to another troop or to another IRG, they have to accept those cookies as well. It'll give them a notification that they have cookies to accept. And that way there's a little double check that we're exchanging the correct quantities of cookies. And if you are actually picking up 6 packages, the person giving them to you says these were 6 packages and you accept it as yes, this was definitely 6 packages. So we don't run into anything where somebody tries to say, I gave you 10 packages of cookies and you say, I only picked up 6. This way you're checking and balancing each other.
Okay. And there are 2 questions that I think would be good for everybody to hear the answers to. So for IRG cookie dough, since IRG don't get the $1 per box, how much is the extra cookie dough?
Yes, I would like to come back to that question at the end where I can show a visual also. So
Okay.
I will come back to that.
And how are they getting the link for posting online for like out of state friends and stuff? Is that digital cookie?
Yes. So your cookie link for girls to sell their cookies through digital cookie will come out of digital cookie. Once you have access to eBudde, which means once you've turned in your permission form, once you're in eBudde, you will also be able to access digital cookie as a troop leader. So you won't have all of the functionality yet because parents get access on the 13th, on January 13th, first day of our sale. So that's when parents can access the girl side. You are in that kind of dual role that you can see the troop side if you want to, but there's really nothing for you to do on the troop side right now, really at all, I think. So you really don't need to log in that way, but you can if you want to. When you log in as a parent, it will have you watch a little training video, make sure we're remembering girl safety, things like that, and agree to terms and conditions. Those are specifically for that website with GSUSA. I don't get any say in what goes on that page. And then you can set up her site. You can have her set up her site, pictures, videos, a little blurb about why she's selling cookies, things like that. We really want the girl doing as much of it as possible, but we also understand that kindergarten daisies are not doing 100% of this on their own. But again, we want them doing of it as much as they can. So once you have that set up, there will be a link that you can share for neighbors, people out of state, everybody. The only thing that will be available on January 13th is donated cookies and girl delivered cookies. The direct shipped cookies, which is really what your out of state folks want, won't be available until February 27th. And that was set by Girl Scouts USA this year. Due to some quickie coordinating stuff, that's how it's going to be for every single council, not just for us. We do have confirmed this year that when a person orders cookies from an Alaska Girl Scout to be shipped to Alaska, they will not have to pay any more than anybody else ordering their cookies across the country. So it's $12.99 in shipping for 4 to 7 packages and $14.99 in shipping for, it's like 8 until like 56 packages. And then after that, you have to pay more again. But if you're ordering 56 boxes of cookies, I want to know what you're doing with them. So the February 27th date is when the direct shipped links, when the direct shipped capability appears on the links. The links are available on January 13th, but not the direct ship portion of it yet. And we will have lots of social media and messaging and reminders around that February 27th date. We are not going to let you forget it. And it's a Monday for planning purposes. Alexis, questions? How are we doing?
I think that's it on questions for now, except for that cookie dough question we'll come back to.
Yep. Oh goodness, we are already almost at the end of this. I will get to that question. I want to talk about the girl orders tab real quick. So this is our girl orders tab. And one thing that is really kind of hard as an IRG is eBudde sees cookies that you get, your transaction cookies, as belonging to a troop, not a girl. You need to tell eBudde that all of your troop cookies are the responsibility of that one girl. So that is done here. We can see Addie has her initial order, but we can add more cookies to Addie. And for IRGs, especially if you only have one girl, all of your cookies eventually need to end up allocated to that one girl. Or when we pull data out of eBudde, it's not going to show us that she sold all of the cookies that she really did sell. And that's really important because that data that we pull out is how much cookie dough you get at the end, It is your cookie credit or your product credits for camp and for programming. We really want her to have all of that credit applied to her. So it's very important that you do use the girl orders tab and allocate all of the orders to the girl. And there will be more trainings on this tab. It's just a training that I haven't gotten to make yet. It will go into the GS Learn series. If you get into eBudde and you don't have access to the GS Learn series that has lots of really good training in it, please let us know. We need to get you access to that also. I will work on that with our membership director tomorrow too. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to pull up the visual aid that I wanted, and I will be right there with that question. Anything else while I'm pulling this up, Alexis?
That is it, but please feel free to unmute yourselves if you have a question you want to get in before we go. And if not, or if as soon as you get off, you remember a question, please don't hesitate to call or send us an email. That's what we're here for.
This is Lisa, and I have another question. I got my eBudde link, but when I go to girls, I don't see my daughter's information in there. I was wondering, should that be there already, or is that coming in the future?
We need to get that in there. Alexis,
Okay.
will you add that to the list for me?
Thank you.
Sorry about that. We will
We'll
get
make
her
sure that gets in there.
loaded in for sure.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Sharing my screen again. So this is how we do individual girl proceeds. So because individual girls are not a whole troop, they do not get money proceeds. IRGs get cookie dough instead. This gives them the flexibility to decide what they're using their cookie dough on, what they're using their cookie money on in a programmatic way. So if a girl sells 12 packages, she gets $10 in cookie dough. If a girl sells 700 packages, she gets $200 in cookie dough. And cookie dough is that gift card to council that can be used for all sorts of things: membership for next year, programming, camp, items from the store, patches, badges, things like that. So this is the highest level that your girl reaches, is what level of cookie dough she receives. So if a girl sells 350 packages of cookies, which is a surprisingly common number of cookies to sell, if she sells 350 packages, she will get $80 because she didn't quite reach 400, but she passed 300. She would get $80 of cookie dough. If a girl sells 13 packages of cookies, she gets $10 because she sold more than 12 but less than 55. So that's just $10 here. This is the same scale that we used last year, and it can be found in the individual girl cookie manual, which, if you don't have that yet, means we need your permission form, which can be found on the website that Alexis dropped in the chat at the beginning. Once we have your permission form, this goes in the mail to you with her paper order card and her money envelope. I think that's everything. If you have given us her permission form and you're in eBudde and you don't have this, it probably got caught up in the mail somewhere over the holidays when I know the mail was crazy. We can pop another one in the mail to you, just let us know. And this is on page 21 of the manual, sharing a page with the product credits. Individual girls earn product credits at the same rate as girls in troops, 1 product credit per package of cookies sold. And we're combining them all together with fall product credits also this year. So your fall product credits and your cookie credits are all product credits, and they all count together towards things like a partial week of camp or a full free week of camp, which for this year depends a little bit on what type of camp your girl is hoping to go to. But those are both explained, hopefully in depth, in the IRG cookie manual. We are over time, and I hope to respect your time. I'm happy to stick around for more questions, and we will continue to record. But if anybody does need to hop off and make dinner or put a little one to bed, it is absolutely understandable.
Just real quick, one last thing. Do you have a link to that IRG cookie manual?
It is in the same link that Alexis posted at the beginning. Alexis, if you want to throw that in there again, if you scroll down on that page, it says either independent girls or independent sellers, and it is on there. It is the cookie manual for IRG mentors is how that's written out. So it's for independent girls on the Cookie Volunteers page. And the IRG mentor permission and financial responsibility form right below it is the permission form that I've been talking about that we just need you to submit, and then we'll get you all set up. Leslie, anything to add?
No, thank you. Just again, be sure to call us, email us, come in and see us if you have any questions. We're glad to help with anything. Thanks.
Paula, I can absolutely get you an IRG cookie manual. I'll throw that in the mail tomorrow.
Did you see Mary slips once one too? You saw that
Yes,
one?
Mary, I think we're still waiting on your permission form, but I will double check. Or if you definitely have one filled out, if you want to send it to us again, I can get that in the mail for you tomorrow also. Anything else? I've got quite the to-do list today. After last night, I was expecting a long to-do list and I didn't have one, so that's just fine. Switch between troops in eBudde. So you should, I'm not sharing my screen right now. Let's do that. Sorry. So to switch between troops or girls, you will have them over here on the left-hand side. If you don't have this, it means that you only have the one that is listed here right now. If you are supposed to have multiple troops or girls in eBudde and you don't have this, it's called the tree. If you don't have this navigation tree, you're missing one of them and I need to add it for you. So I need to know about who you're supposed to be able to access and I will add it for you. Sometimes this gets closed over like that. And that little arrow is really hard to see, especially if you're using a mobile device. But if it does get closed over, you should be able to see it when you hover over it and pull it out. If you only have one girl or one troop in eBudde, you will not have this at all. In which case we need to get you associated to the right people. So let us know if you're missing somebody. Still under an old troop number you were in last year. Send me a message and I will get with you tomorrow and figure out what's going on and what we need to have going correct for you. Anybody else? Any other questions? I'm good to hang out for a little longer. We are definitely past 7:30 at this point, but I'm here to answer questions.
Thanks, everybody.
We do have a Wednesday newsletter that goes out with lots and lots of important information for cookie sales. If you are not getting that, please let us know because we would love to be getting you that email. It's a Wednesday newsletter. It's called Cookie Break. We can make sure you get on that list. It's possible that you're just not coded in our membership software correctly and we need to adjust something, and that's super easy for us to do. Or it's possible that you have opted out of receiving our emails at some point, and we would love to get you opted back in to be getting all of that important information in the reminders. We're also going to try sending out some text message reminders this year for different things, like make sure you submit your initial order tomorrow. And we would love to get you opted into those as well. You can do that yourself on your MyGS account, but you can also call us or email us and we can opt you in for you.